28th of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Is can he demand? Can the Goslin demand that he get paid back from the calf itself, or the animal itself, or can the one that was stolen from, can he just give him the cash equivalent of the appreciation of the animal based upon the fact that it's now expected? So that's why these cases over here that we've been talking about are relevant. We're trying to answer the question of this: is this Goslin, when he's going to be paid for the appreciated value that he acquired? Does he own a part of the stolen article such that you have to give him back the meat, so to speak, from the animal, or no? He doesn't own any part of the animal. The Nigzal can pay him money, a certain fraction of the animal. Okay. So now, so in other words, we're seeing over here that even though the Lokeach owns the 50 zoos of the property that he purchased and that he improved, so it's now 50 zoos worth more, but he's not going to get the land. He's not going to get the land. The lender will be able to just pay him the land in cash, and the lender can take the land away. The lender can take the land away because he had a lien on the land. Okay. Now we go to the third case. The third case is Baal Chov LaYesomim. Now, the story with this case is we have another Baal Chov. Who's the Baal Chov? He's the guy that lent money, and there was a default on the loan. The loan was not paid. So now he's looking to get his loan paid back. And who is he looking to get his loan paid back from? From the Asomim, from the surviving children of the individual who borrowed the money. And so we see over here that even though the individual passed away, but that doesn't mean that the lender is going to lose out on his loan. It's got to be paid. So he's going. He's attempting to get it from the Yerusha that the Asomim Yarshin from their father, who was the borrower.
Where's that?
That's the case of Baal Chov LaYesomim.
Where in the Gemara is it?
Where is that in the Gemara? That is in my Gemara. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 lines from the bottom of the page.
Of 96. Oh.
95a.
Oh, 95. 95. Oh, back there. Right. Because 95. 95. A.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. 95b. Sorry. 95b.
All right. 95B. Right. Let's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines from the bottom.
7, 8.
Last 3 words in the line. Baal Chov LaYesomim.
All right, I've got that. Now I've got to find it here.
So in other words, that's all the Gemara mentions over here. Baal Chov L'Yisomim. So now, in order to understand this case, we got to read Rashi. What's the case exactly of Baal Chov L'Yisomim? What do we say the din is over there? And so Lou, would you like to read the Rashi?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Rashi lines from the bottom of the Rashi. Dibra Maskil Beis Ches L'Yisomim. Beis Ches stands for Baal Chov.
Ubal Chov L'Yisomim. The creditor to the orphans.
Yeah.
Baal Chov, so rare. L'nachsi Yisomim Bishvil Chov Avihen Ein Lo Bama She Hashbichu Nichsim La'achar Lahen L'shivchan Midamim B'notain Maos Im Yirtzeh, if you want. So let's see what this means. The creditor, Yored. Oh, Yored, that he goes down.
Yeah. It's a manner of speaking.
Right. L'nachsi, I don't know that. Nachsi.
From the word nechasim, properties. The yud is possessive. The properties that belong to the Yisomim, Nichse Yisomim.
So
properties that now belong to the Yisomim.
So in other words, he is pursuing his payment, and
right.
He's going. And for some reason he hasn't been able to get it from the property of the borrower. So he's going to the inheritors, the heirs of the borrower. He's going to their property.
Well, there's no borrower to go to anymore. He's already passed away.
Right. But I'm saying there's in his estate. I presume he would first go to the estate, and only after he exhausted the estate would he go further to the property of the heirs. Right. That's what I'm assuming. Yored means that he's going further.
Yeah, Yored is an expression going down. It means literally going down, but it means that he's pursuing after these properties that are owned by the Yisomim.
Right. Bishvil Chov, because of the obligation. Avihen, of their father. Ain there's not to him b'ma with what shehashbihu to collect. Hashbihu is means that's encumbered.
No, heshbicho is that they improved the land and caused it to appreciate.
Oh, so there's no improvements.
There's nothing to him. There's nothing for him in this that the property was improved.
What we're talking about now, the properties of the Yisomim?
Yeah, it sounds like the properties of the Yisomim they inherited from the father.
Right, there's no improvements in them. They're just the basic stam properties.
As you say, it could very well be. It makes sense, like you're saying that the properties that he has the authority to grab are the properties that were owned by the father who borrowed the money, and instead of him selling that property to somebody else, which the lender would be able to get out of the one that bought it, like we saw in the previous example. Now, instead of that, it's transferred. That property that was owned by the Lova has now been transferred into the ownership of the Yisomim through Yerusha. So it seems that we're talking about the Yerusha property that they inherited from the father, and that's the property that the lender is going after now. So and that property has been improved by the Yisomim. What?
It says ain lo.
There isn't to him.
Right.
He won't have any part of
the improvements. Oh, I see.
He won't have in this that they improved the land, the Yisomim.
Right. He says avihen. He's not entitled to the improvements that they made after their father died.
Right.
What is this? Kalos?
Klum.
Klum. At all.
Right. At all. Right.
Uma'ala lahen, and he goes up to them. Lish bachen damim, the value. What's lish bachen? The shivchan.
Mala lehen, yeah, real. Also, it's a manner of speaking. It basically means mala lehen. He brings up to them, meaning he has to give to them from the property that he is recovering from them. L'shavchan, they're the appreciated value that they appreciated the property. B'damim, in money, in cash.
So he can take the property, but he's got to reimburse them for the improvements.
Right.
No saying ma'os, and he gives money if he wants to.
Yeah, if he wants, it's up to him.
So in other words, if he wants to take the property, he's got to give the money. He's
the appreciated value which is in the property does not belong to the creditor. It belongs to the Yisomim. But the issue is that improved value that the Yisomim are entitled to be paid, just like we had in the previous case. Can they demand, we want to be paid with the property itself that we improve? We want the property. Or can the lender say, hey, look, you don't, I'm just going to give you I'm going to give you cash, but I'm taking the property. That's the issue over here. And Rashi is explaining
Right.
that if he, meaning the lender, wants, he could just give them money. He does not have to give them any of the property that they inherited and that they improved. Well, let's qualify that. As far as the amount of the property that belongs to them, that belongs to them, meaning that it was their work that appreciated the property to that extent, and so that belongs to them. So they're entitled, let's say, to 200 because of the shebach of this property after the father passed away, and property was inherited by them, and then they improved the property, and it's now 200 more. So that 200 definitely belongs to the Yisomim. The question is, can the Yisomim say, we want that 200 in property? We want to take a portion of that property that we improved. And Rashi's telling us that the creditor can say, sorry, I want to give you cash. I'm taking the property.
Right.
So that's similar to the case that we had yesterday with the creditor and the purchaser. The
Right.
creditor was able to push off the purchaser and just give him cash for his share.
Right. Right. You said he can't take part of the property and say, you take the other part of the property. He's got to take, if he wants to take the property, he takes the whole property and he gives him cash.
Yeah.
Same
Now-
thing.
Okay, so that's what we got over here. And now,
Do the inheritors' children have any say
in what?
in what, in whether it's property or cash?
Well, the lender is owed he's owed his unpaid loan with the karka. He can take the karka that was in the possession of their father who borrowed the money in his lifetime and didn't pay back. He's going to take the karka. The lender. He's going to take that karka away from the Yisomim, just like the lender took away the property from the buyer in the previous case, where the borrower sold his property to a buyer, and now that he defaulted on the loan, so the lender goes to this buyer of the property and says, this property has got a lien on it. It's encumbered to pay off my unpaid loan. So I'm taking this property as payment of my unpaid loan. But the issue is that both the purchaser of that property and the Yisomim who inherited this property from their father, they improved the property, and now the property is worth more than it was in the time of the loan. And so now the question is, certainly the Yisomim who improved that property in the way that they did, they're entitled to that. They're entitled to that extra value in the property because of their because the property appreciated. The only question is does the lender have to give them the appreciated value in land? Does he have to give them a portion of the land that they inherited from their father? Or can he say, oh, I'm just going to give you cash and you're not going to get any property? I take the property and I'm divesting you of your interest in the property by giving you cash.
So the lender has got the the complete say of what he does, what he
Yes,
accepts. Okay.
right. I could have just said yes, and that would have answered your question. Yeah.
I want, I
That's
don't think,
right.
I have a question about that. Let's say, for example, the Yasomim say, we don't want you to take this property. We'll give you cash.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. That's what I asked.
I
didn't
think they can say that, can't they?
No,
No.
They can't say, we want to give you cash. We don't want you to take our property.
no. I don't think so. I don't know for a fact, but I'll tell you why I think so. I would say, which property do you think they have more of a say in? The property they inherited from the father, or the value of the appreciation that they themselves caused in the property with their efforts? I would say that they would have more say in the shevach of the property than the property itself, because that's really what they acquired with their efforts. And so we're saying even that part of the property, they're not entitled to say we want property. So I would say all the more so they're not entitled to say we want to keep this property that we inherited from the father, and we'll pay you off in cash. Of course, that's what they'd like to do. But I don't. It seems that that's not even up for discussion. That the actual debts, the unpaid debts, the terms of the when he defaults on the debts, the Baal Chov has a right to collect from the properties of the guy, of the lender, of the borrower.
So let me try and argue the opposite position.
Yeah.
Normally, I loan Plony $100, and we have an agreement that says his land is collateral for that loan. Now, the time comes up, the loan is due. I go to him and I say, give me my 100. He says, I don't have it. I say, okay, but then I'm taking your land. Now, if he says, oh, I don't want you to take my land. Okay, I'll give you the 100. He can do it, because it's the 100 is the chov, the obligation is the 100, not the land. The land is the backup. So the same thing here. The Baal Chov comes and he says, your father owed me 100, and now I want my 100. And if you don't have the 100, I'm going to take your land. But if you have the 100, give me the 100.
Well, I think there's a difference, though. The primary obligation of the lova is to pay back the loan. So,
Right.
So he's got a right to say, look, I'm giving you the loan money back. You don't have any right to take my property. I'm giving you the loan money back. You can't choose to take property when I'm giving you the loan money. The agreement was that I borrow the money and I give you the money back. That's it, right? But in the case of the second generation, when the borrower sells his property to a seller, to a buyer rather, or it's inherited by the Asomim, they don't have any obligation to pay off this loan. They don't have a right. They don't have a supposed to pay off the loan. That property is encumbered. That means that the fact that the property is encumbered means that's what was the impetus for the guy to lend the money. That if the borrower defaults on his loan, he's going to be able to take property, even if he sold it to somebody else. That's what protects him. That's what protects him from and thereby makes it possible for him to agree to loan the money, which we want there to be money available for people to borrow. And so we have to take care of the lender to make sure that he's going to want to lend. So we don't want to close the door on the borrowers.
Okay.
So that's why all these cases are focusing on the shevach. The issue is on the shevach.
Mhm.
You could ask the question: why is the issue on the shevach? That the purchaser, that the children, when they inherited the property, that they appreciated the land with their efforts. Why are we talking about whether they're entitled to that? But let's talk about the property itself. We're not talking about the property itself, are we? We're only talking about the shevach. We're saying the shevach. Oh, the lender has no. He has no. He has no. He doesn't own it. But he could push them off with cash. He has to give him that. Okay. So now, what does this prove? This was supposed to be a proof over here. So what is this? Remember what our case was. We had a Goslin, and he stole an animal from the owner, and then the animal became pregnant. So now that shinui in the animal, according to Reb Shimon, constituted a kinyan. So now the Goslin owns that shinui value in the animal. And so Reb Shimon says we make an evaluation and we pay him. We don't give him the whole thing. We give him a half or a third or a quarter. Don't give him the whole thing. But the question was, is the Goslin entitled to the meat of the animal? He's got a right to say, I have a ownership interest in this animal, and I want a part of the animal. Or can the nigzal say, no, I'm giving you, the animal is I don't have to give you anything from the animal. I'll just give you cash. So just like we said in these cases, we're divesting the asomim, we're divesting the lokeach, and we're divesting the second-born son from their chelik in the property, and we're just divesting them with cash. We don't have to give them the actual article that they have a part ownership of. So it would sound like, according to that, we'd be able to push off divest the Goslin also with money. We don't have to give him the meat of the animal. Okay. So let's go to Amarle Ravina. We got 4 minutes left. Amarle Ravina Rav Ashi. Roy, you want to start?
Right. Amar le Ravina, le Rav Ashi. Ravina said to Rav Ashi, excuse me, Mi Omar Shemuel Baal Hu Chov Lekeach Yahiva Lahiv Le Shevach. But did Shmuel indeed say that the creditor gives the buyer compensation for improvements? Bahama Shmuel, why? Shmuel said, Baal Achov Gova Es Hasheva. A creditor collects the improvements that the buyer made to the land without compensating the buyer for them. Is that so? The Gemara answers, Amalei Rav Ashi said to him, Lo Kashya, that's not difficult. Kan B'Shevach Hamagdia L'Chasafim. Here, the ruling cited by Rav Nachman, where the creditor must compensate the buyer for the improvements. Shmuel is dealing with improvement that reaches the shoulders. That's explained later. V'chan v'shabayach she'ein magea levasefim. Whereas here, the ruling you, Ravina, have just cited, that it's where the creditor can collect the improvements without compensating the buyer. Shmuel is dealing with the improvement that does not reach the shoulders. And Ravina rejects this answer. But I suppose we should stop there and explain what we're saying.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to say that.
All right, we'll go on then. Or do we stop
Well,
there?
there's a Rashi that we have to read, but I think we're out of time.
let's read the Rashi. Okay.
In time.
Rashi's going to help us. What are we talking about these shoulders over here for? Oh, we got a Rashi before that. Gova es hashevach.
But I don't think we have time, Rabbi.
No time.
Oh, okay. No time. Very good. All the best.
Not like the present.
All right.
Except for 4 o'clock, Lou, right?
Jesus Hashem will have a present
Yes.
of tomorrow's too.
See you at 4 o'clock. Yimitz Hashem.
Okay. All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Well,
Thank you,
Everybody have a
Rabbi.
great day.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very, very much, Rabbi Levitt. And we'll see you.
Okay, thank you.